YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube Community Group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG.
Hopefully you can now hear me. I'm going to check. Hopefully. Yes, you can hear me. Yay! Round of applause, please. Come on. Oh, thanks very much, system. Always has to go wrong right at the first second. Anyway, going back. Apologies for that delay. Come on, let's see some round of applause. Anyway, straight away. Owen, you've got moderator status. Thank you very much for that little super chat to pay for refreshments. Thank you. No, it won't be. It'll go towards something on the show in the future, I'm certain. Any super chats anybody does send won't be going for drinks, won't be going for takeaways, anything like that. It'll be going towards prizes and things like that to do towards the show. So anyway, yeah, coming up in a bit, we're going to be doing the giveaway. How you can get the chance to win this. It's the Hornby's Hobbies Visitor Centre 10-year anniversary wagon. So wait for that. We're going to be looking at some wagons that I've got my hands on, courtesy of New Durham Junction. These are some old Hornby wagons. UKF fertilisers. Never seen these before, and I saw them and he kindly sent them over. So thank you to Craig at New Durham Junction for sending them over. They are the old D-links, but they'll get modified, obviously. And also throughout this, we're going to be looking at the scale model scenery, anti-slip walkway stroke pedestrian level crossings. It's LX051-00. We're going to be fitting some of that on this layout today. After what we discussed in previous episodes about extending the walkway along the front of the shed. So we'll come to that. Also, we're going to be obviously doing the usual shout outs to other channels, and straight away Owen, who kindly again donated £1. Thank you very much, Owen. Make sure you check him out. If Owen, if you'd like to put your link to your channel, please feel free. If you're not subscribed, go check him out. If you like his videos, then make sure you subscribe, watch as many as you can, and make sure you leave some comments on his videos. I hope you enjoy them, because they are good. Right, but one thing I want to bring on about is another YouTuber that's a very young lad, and his channel is called Benton, I've forgotten it, hang on a second, let me just find it. Benton Road, I think it is. Yeah, Benton Road. He's also doing kits. He's doing some of his own little kits, so card building kits. Now, if you go check him out on his website and also on his channel, his latest video is showing off some of the kits that you can get for free. And next week, we're going to look at having a go at building one of his kits. So if you like those kits, if someone could put in Benton Road YouTube channel link, go check out his video, his latest video about those kits, and he will be putting them kits out to purchase for a very, very minimal cost. Literally, I think I've seen them, they're about £1, just for his time and effort and product that he'll supply with them. So I think they are going to be downloadable kits. So we're going to be having a look at one of his kits, maybe two, depends on what time we get next week here on episode 7. And there we go. Owen, thank you very much. So let's have a look who's in chat. Right, so make sure again you switch to live chat to make sure you keep up to date with others chatting here amongst you. So let me scroll back, and I'm going to do a really fast catch up of who's in the chat. So if I'll stay at the top, so Dave Smith, Timber Surf, Ronald Murat, Steve Harper, well done Steve for the competition win on Peaks 47. Moreland Model Railway Andy, David Train Time, hi Dave, how you doing? Piccadilly John Warner, thank you. CSX Wrensville, March West Junction TMD, Jeff Hammond, Flint Hills Engage, Dave Arama's Models, Kevin George, oh, someone by the name of Barnabas Junction. Who else we got? West Coast Model Railway, the wife there, Rachel, she's a moderator also. Oh, and Benton Road is in the chat. So there you go, Benton Road is in the chat. Make sure you check him out. Gary Lester, TMD, West Coast Model Railway. Matt Maz too, good evening Matt, how are you doing? Wroxham Junction, hello. Anfield Road, layout in the loft. I'm going to be talking about you in a moment, Lee. I'm going to be talking a bit about your layout. Pennington TMD, Langton Road. Crikey, there's so many of you. I'm trying to catch up. Andrew Sartorius. Oh, Alan. All right, Alan. Arkin Junction, Mark 2. Alan Hurley Central. How are you doing, Hugh? David Atkins from British Columbia. Good evening to you. 5 minutes to turn on the mic. It was a technical issue. I'll tell you what, I've had a bit of an incident just before I came on air. Me mouse of me laptop or PC decided to go for a Burton down the loft hatch and down the stairs, damaging it, but fortunately it's still usable. And also me drink before I opened it also went down the stairs. How that didn't pop, I don't know. And also I had a disconnection of some cables purely by accident, which knocked out the microphone, which I wasn't aware of until we went live. It was saying the camera was working, it said the microphone was working, but the system didn't recognise it, unfortunately. So that I had to do a full system restart. But we're here anyway, not to worry. Traitors Gate Model Railway, great channel actually, Traitors Gate. I will be talking about you as well also. Wow, Ray, I can't, apologies, is it Boabel? Apologies if I can't pronounce that right. Les Gilpin, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Chris Hales of Heritage Railway. James DMU, good evening, James, how are you? I think I've caught up. So everybody say hello to each other. That'll take a good half an hour. There's so many of you. And from myself, thank you for being here. Remember, if you've not subscribed already, then please do so. Click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell at the side and select all for be notified of all future videos and uploads and posts from this YouTube channel. Make sure you don't miss out on these YouTube Tuesdays. They're essential. Episode 6 already. I can't believe it how long this second series is already flying by. Feels like I've only just started them. Talking to those, today I've rebranded the YouTube thumbnail imagery to make it more appealing to the person so they know exactly what each show is about without actually clicking on it and having to watch it. So if you get the opportunity, check out the playlist on the channel and look at the new thumbnails. You would have seen the new thumbnail just prior to this one going live. That's a taster of what they're going to be like, and we'll see how it goes. Very easy for me to produce, and I quite like them. I think they're quite pretty. Going on from that, I had a chat to a gentleman. I'll just try and find his information now, because I want you to go over and check out his channel. The gentleman's name's John Astley, and he's got a channel that is called, and I'm just going to get it up, And the reason why I wanted to check this out, the channel is called Steaming Through Yorkshire. So if one of the moderators would kindly find that link for that channel. So it's Steaming Through Yorkshire, and it is a fantastic new channel. It's a fantastic chat with a new layout that he's bought and he's developing, and with a little bit of help, I produced his thumbnail for his layout. That's not for his layout, for his channel for him. He's absolutely over the moon with it. So check it out, Steaming Through Yorkshire. And New Durham Junction there with 2 squidderoonies. Thank you very much, New Durham Junction. Obviously, any super chats will go 100% straight back after YouTube take their cut, obviously. Straight back into this show, supplying the likes of any prizes or gifts that we may be doing throughout the series. I think up to now it's about £7 altogether, maybe 8. So pretty much the cost of this wagon's already been paid back for. So big thank you to those that have done super chats. It's totally not required. I will never. I don't want you to do it. If you do that, it's totally your choice. But bearing in mind, YouTube do take 30% of it. So basically, you're giving money to YouTube, which is not really good. They take 30% of it. But if you want to know more about that, go back to episode 5. There's details all about that. So yeah, Steaming Through Yorkshire. Jeff Reeman's done that there. Thank you very much. Good evening to Rachel and Sean of Mini Wisterson Junction. Seen your video of Acton Bridge. Nice little location. That some good. The DRS pulling the car transporter. That was a cracking capture. So how are we doing, everybody? So let's get on. We all know what you want to be here for, and that's to chat. So get a chat amongst yourselves. Check out each other's channels. Make sure this community is one and you all enjoy each other's company. So I'll come back with some information on 2 more channels that I wish to discuss in a little bit. So anyway, what we're doing here is, as you're aware, I did these. I just need to bring that up on the screen so I know what I'm talking about. So we did these very early on in the series. In fact, I did these off camera, but we put the walkways in around this area, and what I wanted to do is go through this and show you literally how easy these are to produce, and the effectiveness. And I'll just turn the camera, so just tilt it down. So there is what I've already put in, or going across the tracks, along this wall, across these tracks, and over to the car parking area. That gives access for the workmen to come over to the fueling depot, or vice versa if they need to get off the loco and go off duty. So what we're going to be doing is these. There's still a few in this, and I do already still have this other one to open up. Excuse me. But what I want to be doing is, if I just turn the camera again, this wall. Now we mentioned this in a previous stream, and I asked for some of your opinions, and basically all of the opinions were yes, it's definitely a good idea. But what I want to do is, where this walkway ends here, or turns here, I want to continue it along here to the far corner of this building here, because I'm going to have some fire exit doors, one there, and maybe one in the middle. I'm not sure. What depends on. They aren't on the other. Loose gravel, all in the way. That looks quite clear. So that's how much I had left over from the first kit. As you can see, there's still quite a bit, and they also come with warning signs to put before crossing rails, and hazard signs. Those have yet to be done, and the post for them to go on. I'm not going to use this kit that I've already started. I'm actually going to open a fresh kit, and then when I've finished, I'll put the 2 kits, what's left of the 2 kits, together. So first thing I'm going to do is we'll move the night wings out of the way. We don't want to be damaging them. Excuse me. So we open the kit, and first of all the instruction leaflet, and in here you'll see simple instructions of how this is built, and I'll go into detail about the parts. But what we've got here is the walkway covering and the signage. Now I'll see if I can bring that in. It's probably blurred because these cameras don't like close-up focusing, but there's your signage, there's your hazard high-speed train warning signs. Well, there's no high-speed trains on here because this is a TMD, but the stop look listens for the foot crossings will definitely be getting used. Now, so we'll just leave that there for a moment. So in here we have signposts for those said signs, so we'll put that to one side because we don't need those right now. Now in here, gently, these are card sheet 1 and sheet 2. Now why is the 2 sheets, you say? Well, if you look at them, they're different sizes, and that's because the bottom, the smaller, thinner pieces, they go on the bottom on your baseboard or wherever you're placing them on, and then on top of that you lay the larger pieces, so you get a bit of a step between your layout and some gravel and stuff like that can go under, and the actual walkway, and then you cut out and stick these on. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is going to be pretty simple because we're basically just going in a complete straight line, unlike what it was round here over the gaps. Just so you know, these are shaped to fit. If you're coming across the tracks, they are fit perfectly to allow the flanges of your rolling stock and locos to pass smoothly. So what we'll do is we'll take that out of the frame, and we'll take that out of the frame. So we've got the 2 pieces, and we need to start with the lower pieces. Now I'm going to read out the instructions. Obviously I've done these already, but I'm going to read them out for your benefit. Anti-slip walkway pedestrian level crossing assembly. The walkway kit is designed to be flexible and fit and modular, so you can make up virtually any formation you need to suit your layout. The walkway is made up from the supplied card sheets, which are then covered with the wraps on the opposite page of this instructions. By carefully selecting the sections you need, you can make up straight right angle corners so that the crossing or walkway can follow any path you like. The sections on sheet 1 are used to form the upper level, that's sheet 1 there, of the walkway. The sections on sheet 2 are slightly smaller and should be used to raise the walkway up to the track or ballast height as required, so you can use as many as you want of those. The basic card walkway is then covered with the wraps shown. Use the diagram below as reference. So we know then that these are what I've got to go on first. Now these smaller ones are slightly wider one way to the other, so make sure, it doesn't really matter, but to avoid the use of too many, try and get them preferably lengthways. So I'm going to break off a complete row and literally just place them down where I want them, and keep doing that until we've got enough. So we're basically playing a jigsaw. One thing to remember, do not glue anything down until you are 100% happy with the positioning. Now instead of me taking that off, I'm going to go in to have a look on what I've got on the other. Have we got any small sections in there unused? No. Yes. Okay. So just for the end, we need approximately, looks like, let's have a guess. Let's have an estimate, a guesstimate, as they say.
I'm reckoning 3. Oh, I'm going to go 4 because we've got a gap there. So I'll break off 4. And what I'll do is I'll put these to one side now. So what I want to do is I want to run it as a full piece from the end. So we'll move those up. And what we'll do is we'll use this piece to start it off. Now that's looking quite good already, the positioning of that. That's okay. I think I'm already happy with that. In fact, I'm just going to scrape away that little bit of ballast. It's still glued down underneath. Oh, I've just blown them everywhere. In fact, we will use the larger one. So we put that to the centre, and that's where we're going to have it. Now for this, you can use any form of glue. You can use PVA, you can use super glue if you wish. In this case, I'm going to use this, what some people don't like because it's very stringy, and it is stringy, trust me. And I'm just going to run with the tube along the edge of the building. I'll just move them out of the way so it's in a straight line. And back again. That's to ensure that when it goes on to, I mean about the stringiness, we get a perfect straight line. Right, now the glue dries on my fingers. Let's place in the lower level. I'll just get a bit of glue on there, and down it goes. Press it down to squeeze the glue out underneath. There we go, that's the first one. Now we'll put the 4 piece in. Obviously it doesn't matter if you make a mistake with this, because this is just the lower level to raise it up. You could just get away with putting instantly the bigger sheet straight down, but as the ballast has got yet to go down, I want to ballast right up to it. I'll just try and work around the camera, apologies. And there's the last one down. That's superb there. Just make sure that's all nicely lined up. And the good thing about this, you can even, like I say, they're flexible, so you can bend them around if you need to. That's looking good. So we'll just give that a few minutes, because this glue doesn't take long to start setting, and it sets relatively fast as well with these cards. So let's have a look at the chat. Let's see how people are going on about. Right, so while we're here, while we're that setting, I'll just tilt the camera back up. Hello. Right, so yeah, another channel that I'd like to mention, and that is Lee with Anfield Road layout in the loft. Now Lee is doing an absolutely smashing job. He's building his own layout in his loft, and quote me if I'm right, please, Lee. I'm sure you said that the loft and the layout is 26 foot long by about 12 foot wide, so it's an amazingly large size layout. Now the reason why I'm really wanting to give him a good shout out, and I think I may have already done it in the past, maybe on the first episode, is purely because this chap has got his heart and soul in his layout, and I would say 95% of his layout, he is 100%. I don't know if you can calculate that. He's scratch building everything himself. Now he isn't far from me. He's up the road in Birkenhead, Merseyside. Good old LFC. another story. So maybe in the future it'd be great to meet up with you, Lee, maybe at some local exhibitions or something like that once they're up and about again. But yes, Lee, you're doing an absolutely splendid job. I think Owen has done the job there and put in link for your channel. Please take this opportunity to go and check him out. He does a live stream every Friday at 6 p.m. for a few hours, and he's always up for a good chat with anybody that comes in. He gets really pleased with those that join him, and I really do enjoy having a chat with him. He's got so much to tell, so much to show, and he really needs the support from you guys to encourage him and offer some just general chit chat with him. I'm sure he'll appreciate it, won't you, Lee? And it'll be, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to next Friday's, Lee. He does actually post occasional videos as well, short videos about what he's been doing each and every day, but he does a live stream on Friday on his YouTube channel at 6 p.m. approximately. That's UK time. So please take the opportunity to go and check out his channel, give him a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see some of his videos and enjoy his live chat. Really does enjoy the company of us viewers and interacts 100% with his viewers. He really does enjoy it, and he deserves the support of the modelling community to help him in any way we can, even if it's just a general hi, how you doing, that looks good, or even if, and I'm sure he probably won't, even if you feel that you've got a bit of advice for him on something he's not quite managing to do, then offer a little bit of advice. I'm sure Lee would thoroughly enjoy listening to your advice and hopefully taking it on board and incorporating it into his layout. So top man Lee, thank you very much. You've been an absolute pleasure to watch over the last few weeks since I found your channel, and all the best for the future. Keep in touch. Right, so I'll just have a look at the chat. So many. Right. Okay, thank you very much, Owen, for posting again. The growler's in. I'm just scrolling back. No, yes, apparently. I don't know what this is. I know there's a bit of banter from Lee with some other YouTubers about a hammer. I've no idea what it's about, so go check out his channel, check out some previous videos, and find out what the story is about a hammer. I've no idea. I'm sure next video or next live stream, Lee, please enlighten me, because I keep hearing of this something about a hammer, and I heard you mention it on your last live stream when you were laughing about your hammer or something, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, as Rachel said, why doesn't he like hammers? Okay, so crikey. Elven Home, Engage Moderator. There's quite a lot of you Engagers in here. Now, funny you should say that, because I'm going to be mentioning an Engager very soon. Jason, I can't paste my website and Etsy page, so could you make me a mod? Do you know what, Benton? I will do. Just so you can post that in, I will post. I've made you a moderator for the show. Lots of you. Obviously, I've missed a lot of the chat. Huge thanks to everybody that is here. Apologies if I've not catch up with you. The chat's flying by so well, so fastly. I'm struggling to. Oh right. Apparently, it was me, Dragon Junction, saying I nicked it off him. Right. I'm still like, eh? Oh, right, Dave Arama, thank you very much. Coming soon, he says. $1.99 donation there. That's extremely generous of you. As I say, any super chats that will 100% after YouTube take their cut will go towards any prizes or anything like that towards this show to help you, the community, enjoy it 100% more. There you go. So Benton, you can post a link in for your kit so people can take a look at. Bear in mind, I will be looking at those kits and hopefully building one of them next week on the show, episode 7. In fact, Benton, yes, I'd received your email. Apologies that I've not had a chance to respond to it. I will do after the show. I just need to just explain something to you. It's nothing wrong, just a bit of advice on something that's within to do with the kits, but all is absolutely brilliant. I really have the shed one. Really, that's really nice. I do like that one. Yes, Rachel, N-gauge stick together. Yes, there's so many N-gauges. I think it's a lot of the fact that N-gauge has come on so much. It's come up leaps and bounds over the past few years. I think predominantly 00 gauge was the gauge for everybody here in the UK. Obviously overseas it was HO gauge. But I think N-gauge has really taken off in massive popularity over the past few years, and the amount of N-gauge layouts that are, as you find out in the scene now, is just phenomenal. Okay, so let's get on with this. So we're going to be doing the larger pieces now, so let's swing you back. Don't bring you back a bit. Okay, so we're going to be now taking these off and adding them on. So again, this is just literally how simple these kits are. Again, we'll break them off. How many of those did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was 4. I'll just lay them there. 2, 3, and 1 more. 5, and it was 4, but I won't break them off just yet. Now again, all we're doing now is literally we're going to be sticking this one straight on top of the others. So again, we get the stringy glue, and you can put as much as you want on this because it dries clear anyway. And again, on top of that now, bearing in mind this is just to step the walkway up, so it just literally is not disappears in your ballast. You could put the walkway on top of ballast, things like that, but you will get quite a lumpy, bumpy walkway. It's not advised, but you can, no one says you can't, but it would be advisable to start on a fresh bit of board, a bit like what I did here. This section here, this was already ballasted, so I actually chiseled out the previous ballast. So I was down to the flush board to fit the walkway in, and then obviously, as you've seen in the last few weeks, I've reballasted around it just to blend it in, and it's come out really good. I've yet to re-weather that lot. So back to this. So let's get on. We're going to stick these straight on top. Now they are, like I say, they are flexible. They will move and they will shift about. So it's just something to be wary of. You may not, even if you don't get them absolutely lined up perfectly, especially using this glue and not like super glue, which is one of the benefits, you can still manipulate it into position to make sure it's situated perfectly. So I'll put this one on. That one's lined up. Let that drop. And you can see that's really coming up really well. And next one. Now this glue does dry quite fast on this card, so it's possible it may not, by the time you get to do it, it's advisable try to get it down as quick as possible, but not too quick as to make a mess of it. And the final one, we do want the 4, so I'll just take the 4 off, and I'll just put my arms around the camera, adding that into position. Oop. And now save that bit. We just making sure the glue is squashed out underneath, like so, and there we go, nice and smooth. looking good. Now when I do with the doors, I'll use an offcut and just put an area like a step up from the footpath, like a concrete step. And all I'll need to do is for that is I'll get one of these pieces, I'll cut it in half, and one piece will be used as a step down onto the path. So now the sheets. I'm going to turn this camera just a little bit so it's not glaring. So these sheets are on the booklet that comes in the pack, and you have to cut these out. Now you'll see on the sheet that they're like a maze. They go round and round and round and round and round and round. Now I suppose if you do happen to need any more of this, you could make a backup copy of this just in case you make any mistakes. But what I've done is I took notice that some of these that go round a corner. Now in this case I obviously don't need round corners, so what I'll need to do is where that end piece stops there, I'll have to cut them off there, there, there and there. So I'll lose those and those, those 4 end sections, so the length of it I'm going to lose. Thankfully, if I do need any more, I have got another extra section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera and using a metal ruler and a craft knife, preferably I would recommend using a craft knife. Now be careful with craft knives if you always use it in the company of adults or younger children. But I nearly in fact I've got glue on this one. So I'm going to trim these out. The reason why I recommend using a craft knife over a pair of scissors is a craft knife you'll get the perfect cut in one go. Now if that would be the case if I didn't have glue on the end of my blade. Be very careful, this is a brand new blade. Okay, so just slice down. Don't use it on your parents' best tables. Make sure you use a cutting mat. And again, we'll cut here. There we go. Now, as I said, I'm going to be losing the top section. What I need to do just before, just have a look what we're going to do for the length of it. So that'll be there. Yeah, just how much have I got left in this one? A few pieces. Yeah, so I've got some offcuts still on the previous sheet. But what I can do is I could use that section there right at the end for that. So I'm now going to cut each individual piece out. There's one. Two. Three. And the last long cut. And there we go. Oh, there we go. So
then we're left with the ends. Just got to cut the end bits off there, and I say the corner, as you can see, you could probably get away with it if you put maybe some bushes up about it. In fact, I think to make sure I've got a long enough length on it, I think what we'll do is I'm going to leave the ends on, and then ballast or likewise bushes and stuff will cover it over, just so I can make sure that I've got the longest section. So there we go, we've got the pieces. So I'm just going to crack on and do the rest. Nearly done. Apologies, I will catch up with the chat in a moment. Now, the last one, I'm not going to cut the ends off just yet, because the likes of that end will probably be at the doorway on that end. Now, I'll leave that for now, because I may end up having to cut that one a bit in the middle. So we'll just leave that there for now. So let's fit these. Let's turn you back round. Now I'm going to place these on for now, and you'll be able to see how they look. I might turn, it depends on how much is left over when I've trimmed these on, will depend on whether I decide to cut any of these odd pop bits off. In fact, that first one, if I just swap that one over, that one can go there actually. Yeah, that can be the continuation. That's there, that there. And I think with having that, I think we'll be happily be able to cut off apologies for that if you're still here. Just said I had a internet issue there. Stream is now back on. Apologies for that. Hope no one's gone off anywhere. So what I'm going to do is, before we go and cut any others, I'm going to get these ones trimmed, glued into place. So again, all we do, dab, but this time, instead of just leaving a big blob, we need to smear the top in a thin layer, like so. Not thick layer, because you don't want it bubbling up. A nice thin layer, and if you need to, you can spread it about, but in this case we're okay. Don't worry if you get any glue on the top, that will come off once it dries. Or you can add some bit of weathering over it, because these will get weathered in time. Because paths aren't dirty, aren't clean, are they?
second one going in. So again, a thin layer, not a thick layer. And it will dry quick, so be quick. Now these just literally butt up against each other, and they're that good you will not see the seams. There you go. And again, never chuck your little spare bits away. Put them in a little bag, because you could always make use of them at a later date. Try not to crease them. So again, excuse me, extend this area now. I know it'll dry out quickly, but we should be okay. There we go. And next one. Okay, and that one straight on. Now then, hopefully we've got enough for that. We have. And if we just trim off, I think, I've just double checked that, so I think trimming that off, yes, we just trim that end off. And the final bit of glue on the end. Now when you've done things like this, it's highly recommended, with them being like a card kit, is that you coat them in a matte varnish afterwards, thus to protect them from any dampness or atmospheric conditions. So there we go, simple walkway kit. I'll just lift it up and tilt the camera down, so it'll take you up nice and high, and tilt you down if I can. There we go. So you can see without the camera falling. You can now see from above the walkway that's in. That is how simple it is to produce this walkway. So again, this is the anti-slip walkway by Scale Model Scenery. It's LX 051-00. Very, very easy to work with. Highly recommend these. So the next thing for this will be to fit these guide rails, handrails. Positioning of these, not 100% certain where these will go. Again, these are Scale Model Scenery
handrails, and they are LX097-00 tube clamp railings, it says on them. Now, I did paint these with an acrylic, and I thought I didn't do a very good job of them, but since seeing these tube clamp railings in real life, I think I've actually produced them more realistic than I actually intended, because they do actually look rusty. The way the paint has gone on, thicker in some areas and lumpy in others, it looks like they've rusted up. I don't know if it'll focus on them. Let's see. I'll put my hand behind. I'm not sure. There you go. Just a little bit of yellow acrylic paint that was. It's not the paint I would have recommended to use, but after seeing the effect, come on, focus. No, I don't want to. I'm very pleased. So those will be going along this edge, and a little bit also along this corner, along here as well. Not too much, just probably in sporadic parts in the areas. Okay, let's bring the camera back down to earth. Ooh. There we go. And so, yo, hello, hello. So let's have a look at the chat. Let's see how things are going. Just as it disappears off my screen, and I've got stringy glue everywhere. Wow, so many of you. It's telling me the stream's off again. Not sure if that is right, but according to no, it's not. It's YouTube lying to me. I don't know if anybody else keeps getting it, but I keep getting it coming up on my screen saying the stream's gone down. But according to my other screen, the stream's fine. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. So many more people joined in. James Akers, hello, thank you for joining. Route 7 Railway, good evening to you, Steve. Michael McCarville, hello to you. Just what people are on about. Yes, been a wet one today, hasn't it? Yes, hope everyone's tucked up nice. Well, Westhill Wagonworks, good evening. Hello, another moderator of my channel. Thank you for joining us. Busy as always, I bet. In fact, I better chew it to live chat. And I've just noticed it's back on. I don't know why it keeps doing it. Switched it back to top chat. Thank you very much, Anfield. Press the like, indeed. St Mary's Church Model Railway. Hi, Jason. Hi, all. Hello to you. Hit the like. Thank you very much. Langton Road. Spent lockdown learning trains. So pleased with it. Thank you. Good idea, that. Okay, so I need a drink. Without choking. There you go. Oh dear. So another channel that I wanted to give a shout out to and give a quick talk about, and I'm just going to find them. There it is. There we go. Excuse me. Oh dear. And I'll just bring up the chap's name. And it's Martin. Martin, his surname is Martin Slyfield. Martin Slyfield owns a brand new channel, his model railway, and it's called Traitors Gate Model Railway. Brand new channel on the scene. He's currently at 62 subscribers, so he well deserves many more. He's been having some issues with filming at the moment. I've been helping him out in the background on that, as well as a lot of other advice from others also in the community that have been offering some advice. He's been having some issues with the orientation of his videos, landscape, portrait, that sort of thing. And then obviously with the editing, apparently it's been switching over back into portrait mode.
with a bit of advice and help on the community, we're getting him there. But he's got what stands out to me, and I came across this layout quite some time ago, and the fascination I've got in his layout is he's got a Falla system fitted already in the layout and fully operational. He's had a few issues with some of the roadway bumping up due to atmospheric conditions, but I've got to admit it looks fantastic, and I love the way he's devised it where road splits. It's fantastic, so I highly recommend you go check it out. So if moderators haven't already done so, I'll just check. Owens Model Railway is totally on the ball there, posting the link indeed. And yes, Traitors Gate Model Railway, please go check it out. He's only got a couple of videos on there or at the moment, but he needs your support, he needs our support, just to show him how much we do actually like what we see. And that's what it's about. When we're posting stuff, if we like it, we'll subscribe to it, we'll give it a thumbs up on the videos. It doesn't even matter if you give it a thumbs down, it doesn't matter, it's still a thumbs up. Thumbs down, thumbs up, they're all the same thing. They mean nothing on the YouTube algorithms apart from, and it's an interaction. It's just basically you saying you've seen this and you're acknowledging it. A lot of people think it's, if you get a thumbs down, it means someone hates it. Well, yeah, they might not like your video, but who cares? Because at the end of the day, it's still a thumbs up. They both mean exactly the same thing, whether it's a thumbs down or a thumbs up. If the people see videos on YouTube, don't bother putting a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't like the stuff. If you don't like it, move on and go and see something you do like. Because if you give it a thumbs down, it's still a thumbs up. So you don't win. So those silly ones that, or those ones that genuinely are not liking what you post, which some do, some generally think, nah, I don't like that video, but give it a thumb, then they click give it a thumbs down. No point, because basically all you're doing is you're telling YouTube that you've watched the video and you're interacting with it. That's all it is, it's an interaction. So if you give it a thumbs down, YouTube will promote your video more. So you're doing the complete opposite. If you don't like it, don't bother putting anything, don't bother commenting on anything, don't bother even giving it a thumbs down, because you're actually doing us a favour. You're actually saying, hey, my video's been liked and someone interacted on it by clicking the thumbs down. Okay, creator, someone interacted with your video. Tell you what, we'll promote it for you then. So if you don't like it and you decide to give it a thumbs down, cheers. Wow, catching up with the chat. Timber Surf, hello Tim. Can't wait till Traitor Gates sorts his, so we can properly. An interaction is an interaction, and YouTube likes it either way. You've completely reiterated what I've just said. Well done, Humanity. Hang on, is it Human City Junction or is it Humanity Junction with the C in brackets? I can't. It comes off better. Humanity Junction sounds nicer. It sounds easier on the tongue. But yeah, you're totally on the nail there. You totally struck gold. You are completely right, Humanity Junction. It is an interaction either way. Doesn't really matter. But yeah. Oh, and here he is. Traitors Gate is in the chat. Good evening to you. So yeah, here he is. Check him out. We're all here to help him out. And Martin, you're doing an absolutely splendid job with that layout. Really looking forward to all the future stuff that you display with your layout. The Falla system is absolutely top notch. Love it indeed. The only thumbs down I get are from my kids. That's a good one. Well, you can tell them that they're basically saying, Daddy's video's good, really. Wow, 70 now already, Traitors Gate. That's shot up. Well done, and it's highly appreciated. Everybody needs to get on there. There's 69 of you currently watching this, and if everybody went over to Traitors Gate and subscribed, he would double his subscription right today. That would be an absolutely huge achievement if every single one of you went over there, watched his 2 videos that he put up. Even though there's only 2, they're brilliant, still brilliant videos. Watch his videos. Leave a comment on his videos saying you've come over here from Barnabas Junction's YouTube Tuesday. I've subscribed to you, and I've given you a big thumbs up or thumbs down. Doesn't really matter. Get on there and subscribe. Remember, hit the notification bell and select all. Just subscribe to check. It's great. The Grau has N-gauge layout. Well done. Thank you. Me and James got thumbs down for trying to blow up locos. Yeah, you did. And I believe you got more thumbs down than you got thumbs up. But it doesn't matter because they're all basically saying, here's a video, YouTube, please promote it. And they will. So thank you everybody for tuning in to Traitors Gates and giving us subscribers. There you go. It's an absolutely excellent. I'm, like I say, I'm really looking forward to future videos from the layout. Right. What else have we got to talk about? Oh yes, we've got these fertiliser wagons. Now, I've not. These have been sent over courtesy of New Durham Junction. They're quite rare in my thoughts. These. I've never, not actually. Has anybody else seen these wagons? I'll just tilt the camera down so you can actually see these. So we've got 3 of these, and I'll put the one on the first road as well. Now these are actually Hornby. I thought they were Lima, but they're actually Hornby. They're old D-links, so they are quite an old local. But then again, they've got metal wheels, and they can't be that old. Although, even though they are old, because they say made in China. So it's not the early Hornby stock. This is quite late on, and lovely metal wheels. So they run absolutely beautiful. Detail on these, the moulding is really good. It's very crisp, even down to wheels on the ends, no sprung buffers, but markings, warning markings, wagon information, weight loads and stuff like that. It's got all that on it. Undercarriage, quite good. Brake tanks, air tanks for the brakes. Yeah, good wagons then. Really enjoy it. Really pleased to have these. Flat top roof. Oh, not flat top, curved, smooth roofs. And I think they're a nice little addition. I don't have much freight, actual rolling freight. I've got me retros. I primarily run light locos or passenger. The main freight that I do actually have is the Shell tankers, which 19 of. But yeah, I saw these and just price as well. Send them over then, and here they are. Lovely. So they're really good runners. I'll just take that off. So yeah, good runners. Sound smooth, and I wouldn't know what to pull them. So I don't know what kind of locos would have been operating these. And I don't know what region you would see them in. But yeah, lovely locos, lovely wagons. Wow, super duper! Wow! I need to refresh that, because that is absolutely stunning. If that's correct. Incredible. I'm going to come back to that in a moment, because that is just stunning. I'll come back to that in a moment. Right, so yeah, what do you think of those? Used to see UKF wagons on the West Coast Main Line in the 80s, often behind an 81 or an 85. Really, Langton, that's really interesting. Thank you very much for that information. Dutch company at Helsby and depots around the UK. They are Lima moulds. That's why I thought when I saw them they are Limas. So I suppose the railroad range then, Hornby Railroad range, because that's pretty much what Hornby have done with now with the Lima stock. The majority of it is now going as the railroad range or the Hornby Plus range, because obviously Hornby bought out Lima. So yeah, that's totally why I thought these were Lima. I'm very pleased. So thank you very much, CSX Friendsville. Unfortunately for the locos, they have a cunning plan to double the explosive power and do round 2, methinks. Ooh. March West Junction, High Trains Gate, Model Railway, just check you out and it's looking good, so subscribe exactly how it should be. Fertiliser plant is at Stanlow. Years ago, Jason. Really, Alan? Dragon Junction stating there. Right, so they are really for the region then, so they go well with the layout. Pleased to know. West Coast Main Line 80s. Well, it runs all eras, this layout, but I like to do different eras now and then, run some BR Blue, so they'll go well with a BR Blue running session actually, with an old BR Class 37 pulling it, or I'd say 81, what was it, 81 or 85. March West says, I had some Lima ones years ago. The wagons were launched in 2007. Thank you very much, Tom Maddox. Hornby R6358. That's what apparently they are. Thank you very much, Tom, for that. I've looked at pictures of the fertiliser wagons on Google, and they were often pulled by a rail freight class 47. Ooh, I think I've got one of them somewhere. Superb. Ties in totally with the era then. Snapshot, hello, was going to do a loft stream myself but couldn't log into the tablet to read the comments, so I'm watching yours instead. Well, that's very kind of you, Snapshot. Apologies, sorry that you've not been able to do a stream yourself. Maybe very shortly. And if you do, make sure you let me know that you're streaming so I can join in and have a watch. Too confusing, Gary. There's two of us here. Yes. Yes, there's two Rachels. There's Rachel the wife, named Rach Griffiths, and then there's Rachel of Mini Whiston Junction. So when you're saying Rachel, please specify which Rach you mean. I'll have to get a nickname, she says. UKF was at Helsby branch from Once and Elton. That's Alan knew they were around that area. Timbersurf saying Mrs. Barnabas. She doesn't like that. The blue logo on the wagons looks like the Bank of Scotland logo. Indeed it does. That's quite right. That's absolutely quite right. Let's just bring that in. See that? You're totally correct. It does look like the Bank of England logo. Look, Bank of Scotland logo. But what logo? What was it actually? So if anybody can help me out and let me know in the chat, what did that logo actually represent? Crikey, look at those Lima couplings. You could almost fit a 66 between them. Get that scalpel out. Indeed I will, Matt. Those couplings, look at the gap in them. Well, look, I can actually fit my thumb between them. Look at the gap on that. How real is that? I don't think so. And I've got quite fat thumbs, wide thumbs, and I can fit that easily between the buffers. So yeah, they will be coming off, and they will get fitted with NEM pockets. And I think these would probably be a good test fit for some hung couplings. I do believe that might be the case. These might be my very first rolling stock that will receive hung couplings. Obviously I've got to fit some NEM pockets, take these ugly D's off. So that'll be something for the future. Owen's just said, I've just regained control of the television. YouTube Tuesday is now on big screen. Well, I better keep my face off it then, otherwise it might crack the television screen now. Just sub to Traitors Gate, Taveramas. Hello Anfield, one of the former managers at UKF is a rail enthusiast. Well, it'd be great to get him on board and have a look at these models. A plant for the logo, High Pen Junction. I'm sure those at UKF probably got everywhere. I just used to see them at rugby a lot as a youth. Quite often marshalled in a speed link with a BOC tankers. Right. Laugh out loud after a freebie. Traitors Gate is now. Wow, really? I'll come back to that in a moment. I'm just going to keep refreshing because I can tell you now I'm going to be absolutely overwhelmed if that's the case. Crikey, indeed. Superb. It's showing that the stream to me is dropped again, but I believe it hasn't. I think my net's having some issues. Right. So, let's move these back out of the way. I love the sound to them. So I'll have a look now at that. That's oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking very good. There's a little tiny bit right at the end. Let's turn the camera. There's a little bit of tiny extra card at the end, but that won't matter because I can just stick a bit of board on the end or just trim it off. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to put some ballast in here. Now, finish it off. Reason why, in fact, I'll wait till I come back. I'll just got to find my ballast. There it is. So again, the ballast that's going to get used is Woodland Scenics B94 medium grey blend. Now, some would say use a ballast spreader, but for me, I don't think I will, because this track's already partially ballast between it, so it's not going to be really a necessary. But what I want to do is I want to get this ballast really thin, so I'm just going to literally pour it in there and put some between the rails. Ooh. And just along the edge of this side. Now the reason why I want to do this, that's more than enough. The reason why I want to do this is because I accidentally came over a really good household object that helps ballast spreading. You use your general brushes, and yeah, they're brilliant, and I'll do that right now. So if I just brush that out, it spreads it along. Some people are going, my lord, how much ballast is he putting on? But you'll find out why in a minute. I'll probably end up actually putting more on. Might look a lot, but I've got a feeling I'm going to end up putting a bit more on. Now, I actually want to cover the path over, because I want it obviously down the back. Just literally all you do is brush it back off again. Now we've done the ballasting in a previous video, and loads of people have all different ways of doing their own ballast. There are so many different ways to ballast. Obviously you've seen how I do mine. It's quick and easy, and it works. And you'll see now that it's starting to spread out. It's starting to look like not as much. The reason why I'm trying to spread it out is because I want to show you what I accidentally discovered. Okay. Now, I'll be back. I don't want a big shoulder on it. It's a TMD, not a fast line. So I'm just basically, literally, flattening it all out. It takes multiple attempts just to get a nice level bed. But wait, it's not have to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. If it's perfect, it's wrong. Right. Okay, so I've done so much and I'm thinking, oh, how am I going to get that finishing touch? Well, I've got this. Toothbrush. This is the best way of doing your ballast between your sleepers. Instead of using a normal brush, use a toothbrush. Not the one you'd use to wash, obviously, an old toothbrush. Yeah? And I randomly found this out. You get a better effect. And also, if you get one that's got like a wavy bristle, if you place the edge of the toothbrush on and go across the top of the rail head, you see the brushes, the bristles. See what they're doing? They're going between the sleepers and cleaning the sleeper heads off. So let me just lift the camera up so you can see a bit better. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and take you in for a really closer look. So you can see the sleepers, what they do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to dust them back over so you can see you've got your ballast like that over your sleepers. You get your toothbrush and you literally put the toothbrush over the railhead like that and just slide it along. It'll flick, There you go. That's it. How clear the sleepers are. And again, you can go over the middle, and it will ensure that your ballast is between the rails, between the sleepers, I mean, nice and neatly, thus not having too much. And we'll do the other side. So, you see the other side? Sorry about the waving camera. I'm trying to keep you in the light. See how the edges of the sleepers are completely covered over? Okay, trying to, in fact, if I put another light on, that might help. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this. There we go. So with that, we literally just go along. Toothbrush and see what happens. A couple of attempts, one each direction preferably, and you see the brushes. You can see the brushes on the toothbrush. Hang on, sorry, tilting the camera up. So you can see the brushes on the toothbrush, the flicking going between the sleepers. They're also good for cleaning between the flange area. And if you look at that now, I'll just get the camera right. Your sleepers, over time, just takes a little bit of coaxing. Over time, they will clear. So we'll do it again. Just tilt that so it's I'm holding it right. So we'll go again. Now people probably already use this technique, quite possibly already use it, and I've not yet come across it, and I just accidentally come across this myself, and you can see it does, if you have a fast track line, it does actually create a good shoulder as well, although that shoulder will be removed. I'll be smoothing that out. I suppose you can use it to clean off any excess as well around this track, this footpath. Like so. So there you go. Alright, I'll place the camera back on the tripod now. So apologies while I shake you about. And it decides to go back on. There we go. Right, so let's sit my bum down. And hello. Lower the camera. There we go. Simple as that. Let's have a look at the chat. Alright, UKF were previously Shellstar. Right. Right, some interesting information. RCL model scenery back up and running after their move. They are. Justin and the team, Tina, and all the team down and now at Truro are definitely 100% back up and running. Your orders are being processed. Well done to the team. It's absolutely fantastic to see them get back up and running so quickly after such a momentous move, I would say. The logo on the trains is for the Royal Bank of Scotland. Oh, right, it is. Ballasting, I hate it, says Owen. It gets everywhere, and when it gets caught in the creases of clothes, ends up in the washing machine, and then everybody is annoyed because it's in their clothes. Definitely not for me. I love ballasting. I find it really therapeutic. Just doing that bit. You heard me go quiet. I was enjoying it. Spoon by myself. Yes, I do use a teaspoon sprinkling quite often. Depends on If I need any hard to reach areas, I'll use a teaspoon. I do have a ballast spreader, and for really long runs I'll use it for that. Catch up with chat. I'm just skimming through. You do know it's plastic. I thought I'd invented a quick way of ballasting in far corners. I cut a hole in the bathroom bottom corner of the ballast bag. Catastrophic. Oh dear. Yes, I bet it went everywhere. Oh dear. Hope you didn't lose too much there, Digger Evans. Everard Junction made a ballast pie as he put his ballast in. Indeed, yeah, actually did. He did. And you think he washed it and then baked it at the end. Extract from the RM web. RBS plus Lloyds and Scottish acted as funding providers for the lease of the wagons. So there we go. Thank you very much, Timber, for that information. We learn something every day. I need another drink. Got a very dry throat today. A wider brush makes it a life easier. Yes. I do have a variety of different brushes. This one I found is exceptionally good for ballasting, this little one. If I was doing a bigger area, I wouldn't use this. I would use a bigger brush. Bob, what's that? Bob Ross. I was watching reruns of that. We were watching. What's the word? Happy Little Trees, Happy Little Ballast. Yes. We'll have a Bob Ross moment with some Happy Little Ballast. A hammer has the same effect. It does. That's another thing. When you're doing your ballasting, I'm just trying to find something that would be adequate apart from using a hammer. And off that. What could I use? Let me just get a screwdriver or even a pair of pliers or something. I know I've got, in fact, no, here we go. We got a hammer. So yeah, another way of getting the ballast around. But you can actually, even though you're doing that, you can actually damage the rail. So you've got to be very careful. It's better off probably with a rubber hammer, but using a metal hammer will also help get ballast between rails and things like that. Well, I say using a hammer on nickel silver, especially rails, will damage them. You'll end up with indentations in them. So it's something, if you do use it, really, really gently. Roller coaster POV, UK fertilisation, FMR Station House. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Alan's, yes, it with a hammer. This hammer joke, I really need to get on it and find out what's going on. Good tip, Jason. Press the like. Thank you very much, Anfield. She ran it as shell start, then sold it to the Dutch. I had a project report from the short period I worked. Looks like it's going to be a toothbrush and hammer technique going forward. Yeah, but make sure it's an old toothbrush, not the wife's, not the children's, an old one that don't use anymore. It's that time to change your toothbrush. Good evening to Aberystwyth Station, Great Western Railway. Thank you for joining. Good evening to you. David Cook, good evening to you also. Hello everybody, says he in regards Dave. Route 7 Railway, St Michael's Hill, good evening. Thank you, Michael, for joining in. Penn Junction, he's got the hammer. Yes, I did. Wherever I put it now, I've chucked it over there. Internet been going down for 2 days. Right, I'm just actually on this now. It's been saying to me I've had a few internet issues. Don't know why. Initially before the stream because it was wrong. I didn't. Wrong end of the screwdriver is best. Won't damage the track. Yeah, I did actually. If you use the rubber end, if you've got a rubber handled screwdriver, just using that, they're quite solid, so it's like a hammer but it's soft. Well, if you can, just get a rubber hammer. In it to live off of my hammer. Look at it, Jason. I will do. Brian Elder, good greetings, Jason. Evening, enjoying the stream. Thank you very much, Brian Elder. Thank you for joining us. Right, I'm just going to check something actually, because if this is what I think is, I'm hoping, I'm praying that something's happened, which I wasn't expecting. Where are we now? Okay, going to there. Wow, incredible. I'm speechless, and I'm sure Martin will be too. But yeah, absolutely incredible. He's currently sitting on 85 subscribers, so absolutely well done to all of you. I hope you really enjoy his content. I'm sure you will, just like I'm going to. Bear with him on his video. He will get it sorted. He's promised he's going to be looking into it with obviously with the help that I've been offering him and others have as well. I'm sure we'll get him with his video filming sorted. But yes, there's one thing we're all here for, and I think it's about time I spoke about this, and that's this. What is it? Yeah, it's a wagon. It's not just any old wagon. This is the Hornby Visitors Centre wagon for their 10-year anniversary. There we go. These are only just come out. These were only released, I think, 2 weeks ago. And in here is one that I'm offering to you guys as a giveaway to get your hands on. Now, there's going to be one simple way of getting your hands on this. And that is, you've got to be a subscriber, and in the comments below this video, after it's finished, in the comments section, all you've got to do is just say YouTube Tuesday wagon. That's it. In the comments below, after this stream has ended, so it's not going to start until the stream's ended. Anyone that does it before now, it won't be counted. You need to be a subscriber of the channel, and in the comments you need to put YouTube Tuesday wagon, and by doing that you'll be entered into a draw that'll be done live on, and I'll just check which date that's going to be, because I did initially going to be run it until a certain date. That's going the giveaway entries for the giveaway for this will close at 11 PM on the 26th of July. So you've got just over 2 weeks. So get your entry in. You've got until 11 PM of the 26th, that's a Sunday, of July, to get your entry in. And I will then get all the names, the successful ones, into a bowl, or into a hat, whatever we can, we'll probably use that tub over there, into a tub. We'll give it a shake, and we'll draw a winner out live on the show on the 28th of, is it 28th? Yeah, on 28th of July. So today is episode 6, 7, 8, so it'll be episode 9. We'll be drawing this, the winner for this, on episode 9. Okay, so be a subscriber of the channel. If you're not a subscriber, because I will check, your entry will be invalid. If you are not a public subscriber, you will need to tell me that you are not a public subscriber, and I will check that out. So I will be checking my subscription listings to make sure that everybody that's entered is subscribed. So all the best to everybody that enters, and this could be yours for one lucky winner. So that's that dealt with. So you've got to get your entry in by 11 PM on the 26th of July. That's a Sunday, and the draw will be done live here on episode 9 on the 28th of July. Good luck to all that enter. Looking forward to seeing who wins. Yes, it is double O gauge, so unfortunately they didn't actually have an N gauge version. So even if it's a collector's item, so even if you're on O gauge, 5-inch gauge, N gauge, HO scale, even if you're one of those modelers, it's good to even get an entry in and keep this safe away as a collector's item maybe for the future. So yeah, you don't have to be a double O gauge. You can enter any for any reason. People who are not public on YouTube, as in they don't actually have a channel, they are just a person on YouTube, their subscription will mainly be a private subscription. Until they upload a video, they're usually they are a private subscriber, so I will be able to check that out. Yeah, that's right. You can't check as they don't show in your list. That's quite right. But you can. There is an alternative way to check that they are subscribed. There is another way around it. It doesn't actually show in the list, but you can still find out. Maz, if I put YouTube Tuesday Class 68, do I get that DRS beast? The answer to that is an absolute no. No. Yeah, I think I will GWR. Might need to add another foot on the baseboard. Ooh, bigger layout. I thought about that actually here. I did think about initially extending that all the way over there. But then I'd lose my workspace in this corner, so I didn't, thankfully, but you never know. Have a look at Lakeside Model Railway, for example, and add the extension on a hinge. Yes, he did. He put his TMD on a hinge, hasn't he? Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually have a look. Where is it now? If I can find it. Put it somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. No, I bet I've flagged everything. Oh right, yeah, there it is. Ooh. So, as I was saying earlier, these card kits, the footwells, again, turn you down. So these footwells and footpaths, they can be susceptible to moisture, which can in turn obviously damage them, and you can end up losing the top. So what is recommended? I've got 2 tins here, 2 different ones, Humbrol. This one's I use the most of. Is give it a coat of this, just a really quick spray coat of varnish, just to basically seal them. I've already, apart from that bit that I've just added, which I should have done really before, and the rest of this has already been done. I did that before I ballasted, but I forgot to do that with I went to do the ballasting. So yeah, it's advisable to coat these. It just gives it a bit of an extra protection against any moisture damage. Right, so I think, whoop, there I am. We're here. So, thank you very much for everyone tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm just going to see, and we're going to have a chit chat now.
What more? Owen says you need the hashtag.
No, Owen's just said you don't need to use the hashtag. You can put the hashtag, but due to what happened last week with the hashtag YouTube Tuesday being put in the pre-show, YouTube went and took them as spam comments and went and hidden them away for review.
So no hashtags preferably, but I will keep an eye on the hell for a review section, not to worry. Oh yes, I've just seen that comment, that question. Jackie's in here, that's Lee's other half. Welcome, Jackie. I'm hearing voices, says Jeff Hammond. Oh right, okay, just thought I'd ask. But yeah, good question to ask there, Owen, just in case. It does, you can put the hashtag if you wish, but it's not mandatory. It's great to see so many of you here today. I'm like, wow, it's absolutely superb. So yeah, chat amongst yourselves for a moment. Let's ask how's people been. What have you been getting up onto your layouts recently? Any developments? I know Timber Surf. He's been doing his vid bits and his 3D print on his channel. Oh yes, talking of that, actually, have you checked out MRYCG's podcast episode 3? It was launched on Sunday. Get me days right. All rolling into one. Last Sunday, episode 3. Make sure you check that out. It's on the website mrycg.com/podcast, and also it's now available to be listened on TuneIn Radio as well. That one's been added to the listening lists. So it's yeah, that was launched, and it was a little bit of an extra longer one after the longer one last month. It was an hour and 10 minutes. Full of lots of information. We had interviews with Sparky 107 over in Canada, and interviews with Jennifer Kirk, aka Jennifer Kirk's YouTube channel. Excuse me. So check out those interviews, good interviews, and then don't forget we also had the second helping of Disaster Diaries by James Cullen. Absolutely gripping one, that. One of my favourites so far. Of his Disaster Diaries. He has recorded quite a few already, but out of them all so far, that is definitely right at the top of one of my favourites. Absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely superb at doing the Disaster Diaries. Check that out also, as well as other things throughout the podcast. Also to announce, don't forget, check out Westall Wagonworks this Saturday. I believe it's this Saturday, and he'll be launching also a competition to win one of 6 prizes. That's going to be 4 00 gauge prizes and 2 N gauge prizes. They're going to be available for you to get your hands on via a giveaway taking place on the West Hill Wagonworks channel, and I think it's this Saturday at 9 PM, I believe. I'm sure if I've got that wrong, they will correct me. I know Chris of West Hill Wagonworks was in the chat earlier. I'm not sure if he still is. Good evening, Viaduct Central Model Railway. Thanks for joining us. Ray Bowbell still here saying hi to Digger. Oh, says Owen. I do believe, I think the prizes are some coaches. Some Mark 3 sliding door, no, or Mark 4 sliding door coaches. I'm not sure which ones, but some of the new ones that have just been released, I believe. Details of live streams by all across, absolutely loads of people across the YouTube community are available on also MRYCG.com live stream schedule. This one's on there as well. Leslie Gilpin saying that's Merthyr for you, Dave Arama. Nice one, Dave Arama. What size is your layout? Plenty of work ahead, I assume. Ooh, be interesting to see. Right. Route 7 Railway. I've been fitting trap bed and a couple of bridges and on a 4% decline. Whoa. Will we any videos on that coming up, Steve? Dave Rama saying his layout is 16 foot long and looking at going 5 foot wide with 15 tracks. Wow. 5 foot wide. That's going to be humongous. How are you going to reach it? Obviously, presumably you'll be able to get around it.
of some sort, or you're going to work from the back forwards. That's huge, 16 foot by 5 foot wide. Ray saying mine is 36 foot by 8 foot. Crikey, I thought, well, mine's 13 by 13, but it's only like 2 foot, 2.5 foot either end. Oh right, yeah, you're talking about surface tension there, yeah. Go on then. Okay, so let's hear the sizes of your layouts. Let's be interesting question, that is. This layout here is about 13.5, 14 foot in length in a square. The station side is 2.5 foot from wall to frontage, and these two side sections here are 2 foot wide, and over the loft section is 18 inches. So okay, so we're saying snapshot is saying 18 foot by 11 foot. Alright, it's 12 inches off the floor, but it's end to end. Digger saying, Ray, that's a good size. Mine's in the shed at 16 by 8. Albert Junction, hello! He's 8 foot by 4 foot. I'll rephrase that. 8 foot by 4 foot. A tiddler. It's not a tiddler. David Atkins, 22 foot by 16. Wow. Leslie Gilpin, 16 by 9-ish. How simple is it to upload a video to YouTube? Been thinking about doing it. Really easy, depending on whether you're on a PC or Mac or on a mobile device. If you're on a PC or Mac, simply on your YouTube channel, at the very top, you've got a button that says Create. You click on that, and it gives you the option to upload, and it'll open up the upload window, and you just select the file wherever it might be on your computer, and it'll upload for you. Give it a description, a title, and a few other little bits and bobs it'll ask, and just double check on, and then just click either schedule for a later on, a particular time or date that you wanted to publish, or you can just click publish now, and off it goes. Enjoy it. If you're using a mobile device, you simply just click on the top button, the button with like a camera symbol in the top right of your mobile device, and it'll give you the option of post a comment, or not post a comment, post a topic, I think it is, or post a video, or go live, something like that. You just basically click upload video, and if you've got it on your phone, you can upload it straight from your phone. One advice though is when you're doing filming for your channels or anything like that, make sure your device is in landscape mode with the rotation option enabled, so it will rotate like that, as you can see on the screen. If you go live or on a YouTube video in that mode and then rotate it, it will not rotate the live stream. It will not rotate the video either. So make sure when you're filming for best widescreen videoing, you film in landscape mode before hitting any buttons with the camera. Looking through some of these sizes of these layouts, Route 7, my layout is 7 foot on all 4 walls, sorry, 9 foot on all 4 walls of the room, crane room, with a 2 foot by 6 inch, and oh right, 2 foot by 6. Very similar to mine then, Steve, Route 7. Ooh, just trying to bring up this. I'm interested to see how that's doing. Traitors Gate, don't I'm not. You weren't to know. You weren't to know. But with our help, we'll get you to get there. So, for example, if I turn my rotate off now, and I turn that, you see it's locked. So that's a prime, something you must do. Always ensure your auto rotate is enabled before pressing go with your video camera, or with your streaming or recording, just to ensure that it doesn't go in portrait. Big enough and it never gets finished. That's very true. That's very true indeed. I was going to look for one, but something sort of cropped up to prevent me looking or being able to sell. Tim says, I've given up this year, Leslie. Anfield Viaduct, did you later upload? Oh, right, a video up. CSX Wrensville, 8 foot by 1 foot 7 inch scenic, plus 6 foot by 10 foot fiddle yard, 14 foot in length. I've actually seen your layout, and it's brilliant. I've seen the layout. Yeah, it is exactly spot on there. Viaduct Central, did I miss the giveaway? No, we've just launched the giveaway. The giveaway is for this. Check out, rewind the live stream, find out how to enter. But I will, before we do finish off, I'll go back over it again for those that have missed it. Good evening, Anthony Dodge, the model rail outsider. Oops, he says. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Indeed, fantastic. Right, one thing to do then before we move on. One thing just to check. Wow, that is incredible. That is just astonishing. Wow, absolutely fantastic to you all. So again, thank you very much for all the subscribers on my channel. Thank you very much for, if you've not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It'll be highly appreciated. If you are a subscriber, make sure you also hit the notification bell and select all, which is the second option. Look, be notified of all future updates and videos. Big thank you to all of you that have been subscribed already. Obviously, it's many of the new ones that have recently come on board. It's great to have you on board with Barnabas Junction. These YouTube Tuesday every week. I'm not sure how long we're going to be running to at the moment. We'll see. But there will be more other content also coming from here at Barnabas Junction, as in just standard running sessions, maybe the odd random live also, which will be non-related to YouTube Tuesday. That is just the Tuesday show here for Barnabas Junction, showing what I've been getting involved in and what I've been doing and seeing how things develop. Next week, don't forget, we'll be doing the Benton Road kit. I'll get that sorted out for you, and we'll follow up on the competition as well. So yeah, the competition, the giveaway, if you want to get your hands on this wagon, it's the Hornby Hobbies Visitors Centre 10-year anniversary wagon. Say that when you've had a few. It's R6007. It's only just been released. It's about 2 weeks old now, and I'm giving one of these away to all you lucky YouTube Tuesday viewers. All you've got to do to simply be in a chance to win this is be a subscriber, and I will check. And secondly, after this stream has finished, make sure you go to the comment section and just comment YouTube Tuesday wagon, and everyone that comments with that will be entered into a live draw, which will take place on the 28th of July. That'll be episode 9 of YouTube Tuesday. The draw itself, all entries must be in before 11 PM of the 26th, Sunday the 26th. Any entries cast after that will not be counted and will obviously not be a valid entry. So that's how you can enter for this. You've got just over 2 weeks to get your entry in. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed so far. This is my way, just a little bit of my way saying thank you for subscriber. Thank you for being here, and we'll look at doing more giveaways for the future as well. So thank you very much. Right, so that's about it for this episode 7. Next week we'll be doing the Benton Road kit. Great guy that's just come on, young chap that's come on the scene. He's got a great little layout, and he's also doing some card kits, and he's got a couple of sample ones there for you to check out. Owen, if you don't mind, if you could just post a link into Benton Road's channel again, or if Benton Road is here still himself, post the links to your kits. Check him out. Great little lad,
and some lovely little kits that he's working on. I say we'll be building one of them kits next week here on the show, and giving him a bit of review. But what I've seen, it looks pretty smart. Right, so that's it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, give it a thumbs up. Something I only like, doesn't really matter because they both mean exactly the same thing. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and keep on modelling. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. Ta-ra now.